This man was a working Hollywood actor, but who cares because he will forever be known as the man that unalived his fifth wife and then unalived himself. His name was Gig Young. He even won an Oscar. Shout out to Raquel Welch, who was accepting on the behalf of Goldie Hawn. Gorgeous. His career started at Warner Brothers in the 1940s. He worked with Errol Flynn, Cary Grant, Doris Day, Clark Gable. Here he is with Betty Davis, Lana Turner, Gene Kelly, and even Elvis Presley. But sadly, Gig Young had a severe drinking problem. It was so bad he was losing work. Initially, he was cast as Charlie in the TV show Charlie's Angels, but he was so inebriated, they replaced him with John Forsythe. He was cast in Blazing Saddles, but again, his drinking issues caused him to be replaced by Gene Wilder. I mentioned he was married 5 times. His first wife was fellow actress Sheila Stapler. They met when they were both classmates at the Pasadena Playhouse. These two were married for about 7 years. 3 years later, he married Sophie Rosenstein. She was the drama coach at Paramount Pictures. She was a few years older than him. Sadly, right after they were married, she was diagnosed with cancer and passed away 2 years later. For a time, he was engaged to Elaine Stritch. In 1956, he met Elizabeth Montgomery, and they got married later that year. We're talking Samantha Stevens from Bewitched. Gig was 20 years older than Elizabeth. They were married for about 6 years. She divorced him due to his alcoholism. Just 9 months later, he married real estate agent Elaine Williams. Together, they had a daughter named Jennifer. Jennifer is Gig's only child. After just 3 years, they got divorced, and they were going back and forth about spousal and child support. And do you know what Gig did? He tried to deny that Jennifer was his child, but the courts weren't having it. Fast forward to 1972, Gig was cast in a film called Game of D. Written, directed, and produced by Bruce Lee. Who can forget this iconic scene with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Bruce Lee passed away before the end of production, but the film was still released in the States in 1978. While Gig was in Hong Kong, he met Kim Schmidt. She was a German magazine editor. She was 31, he was 64. They were married on September 27th, 1978. Just 3 weeks later, on October 19th, 1978, the couple were found inside of their apartment in New York City. She had been pew-pewed, and then he pew-pewed himself. No one knows what happened. There was no note. It was revealed that during the time he was under the psychiatric care of Eugene Landy, who was a controversial figure who also treated Brian Wilson. When Gig Young passed away, his estate was worth $200,000, which in today's money is just under $1 million. According to his will, he left all of his money and his Oscar to his agent, Martin Baum, and his wife. As for his daughter, Jennifer, she received $10. Such a tragic story. Yes, mental health and addiction were involved, but to me, the way he treated his daughter showed a lot about his character.